When it comes to EVE Online, every player wants to know the most effective tactic available. You want to know the meta. The meta controls everything. It determines what will and will not happen. Knowing the meta will alter your views, make you question your reality. It might even make you laugh. And now, you're part of it. You're watching The Meta Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Meta Show. Today is August the 7th, 2021, and all I have to say is, good morning, Vietnam! Oh, yes. We are here. Right in the middle.
Wow.
War. We are at the last Titan out of Saigoon, also known as the Rout at Dumbkirk.
I think you just broke your microphone. It's expecting you to be yelling "Good morning" at the pace of that, and the dynamic algorithm.
Mike.
Yes. Can you guys hear me? I will talk while Brisk unfucks things. Auto gain control. Yeah. Okay. So while he works on that, so yeah, test is now, boys and girls. I actually have some messages for folks while Brisk, Imperium folks, everybody who's in PAPI, or I should say PAPI remnants, because I'm not really sure that PAPI functionally exists as a command structure anymore. Test is now. Test is obviously now. I want to congratulate everybody. If you saw my ping about 8 hours ago before I most recently passed out, we have a shitload of work to do. And it is great. We are doing a superhuman effort across the Imperium, and we need to keep up with that. We're going to keep this pace up here for probably another 2 weeks. It's going to be a forced march. We are not our enemies. We are going to accomplish in less than 2 weeks what took them 13 months to fail at. Everything dies. Right now, it is a situation where it is on us as the Imperium to sprint through our territory and make sure that everything that the enemy is attempting to unanchor gets reinforced to reset their unanchor timers. Everything dies. I don't care if it took PAPI weeks and weeks and weeks to hit only a few structures. We've been hitting 250 a day now. That number needs to go up. We're sending forces up into Aquarius. There's going to be a really hard push on Aquarius, guys, because we need to make sure that Brave and Severance and all these dumb motherfuckers that insulted our tribe and insulted our homeland by anchoring the shit in Mother Delve and Aquarius get the boot. Everything dies. So keep sprinting, keep it up. We're doing great. You'll hear more about it on the Fireside tomorrow. Brisk, is your mic functional?
I didn't fix it. It's not fixed. We'll deal with it. We will deal with it. Listen,
we're getting there.
This has been one of the absolute most amazing things we have ever seen in the history of EVE Online.
Damn straight.
If I have to put a damn mic in front of my mouth, I'll do it. Listen, guys, this has been crazy. Okay? You have watched over the last 5 days as Goonswarm, Init, the rest of the Imperium have reversed 13 months worth of work in a week. Can you believe that? In a week. That's what's happened. It is the absolute most amazing thing I have ever seen. And I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. All right? Here we go. This is what Dotland looked like on the first day of the war. Okay? Or I shouldn't say the first day of the war. The first day of this week, August the 2nd,
Monday.
2021. This is Monday. This was Victory in B Day. Okay? Look at that. Test everywhere. All over the place. Wrecked. You can see the Horde. You can see the one little DW system that's left for Pandemic Legion. You can see the rest. Now, watch. This is today. It's all gone. It is all gone. This is amazing, guys. It's absolutely amazing. We have seen 5 days test controlled, or PAPI, I should say, controlled 95% of Delve. Of the 80-plus systems in Delve, 7 were held by the Imperium. Today, we hold all but 13. All but 13. That's what that looks like. And my boys in it. My boys in it. Who, as Frank will tell you later, have never lived in Fountain, but they're going to move there now. Our boys in it. This was Fountain on the 2nd of August, on Monday. You can see in the north, FEDUP. In the west, FEDUP. In the south, FEDUP. LSH. The random SR guys whose name escapes me. And then, you know, you got the guys on the far eastern side near Cloud Ring. Okay? This is today. Boom. And it has taken a huge swath of this territory. And not only have we taken a huge swath of this territory, the rest of it will be done soon. And I want to thank all of the Imperium guys for all the hard work that they have done, helping us up in Fountain while we were out there doing all this kind of stuff. We're going to keep bringing it. Fed up, we're coming for you. LSH, we're coming for you. All these guys, Fountain belongs to the Imperium, and that's what it's going to look like when we're done with it. The bottom line is, guys, everything that the Bads did, 13 months of hard sweat work, has been flushed down the toilet by a leadership that was unwilling to commit to the final battle. And that's what is happening right now. The final battles. And what are they now? They're not big Titan fights. They're not big, huge, massive subcap fights. No, we're killing hells that warp to the beacon by accident. That is what is happening right now at the end here of Vietnam. Did you ever think you were going to see this? And guys, as you're watching, you are watching right behind us. This is a live stream from T5Z, the capital system of PAPI. You can watch the rest of the show as these guys jump out and run home all the way up north as far as they can get from the big bad goons and the big bad Imperium.
I have a couple bits here. And so this is, again, sort of a point of order to people in the Imperium and to people who are part of PAPI remnants, but mainly to the Imperium. One of the things that I enjoy so much about the current strategic situation is that the inept leadership of PAPI, which is mostly a bunch of 15-year-old bullies who are, I guess, in adult bodies, but, you know, you see this sort of 9th grade bully kind of behavior over there, have trained their people that it takes a long time. It takes 13 months to grind 3 regions. They have operated at such a glacial pace through the course of this war that when I go to Reddit, when I go look at other forums, when I look at the enemy's communications, most of the enemy line members are completely unaware of the scale of the rout, right? Like if you are in T5ZI and you have evacuated in the first wave, you've managed to get out yesterday, you're one of the lucky few. Everything else is reinforced. Everything else is being reinforced. Everything is burning. But here's the thing, guys. When you see some PAPI nerd out there going, when is test, right? Like one of the things that I thought was hilarious earlier in the week was members of Test Alliance going on talk shows like Villy and Suis and whoever going, when is test going to be? Test isn't, you know, test is now. Like we are burning their shit down. Everything that they put down in Delve is getting owned. But here's the thing, guys. They're corn cobbing. If you don't know what corn cobbing is, you should learn how to internet. But they are going, oh, I'm not owned. I'm not owned. I'm not owned. When is test going to be? When is test going to be? Test isn't now. When are you going to deploy to Outer Passage goons? This is great. We have an informational advantage here because the pubbies are in denial. We want them corn cobbing. We want them in denial. Every hour that goes by that we have our purge fleet active is more opportunity. So when they say, when is test? Oh, you're not doing this. Oh, you're not doing that. When you see them corn cobbing and insisting that they are not owned, just like we said, Delve is safe and goons are contained, agree with them. Every hour that we get free attempts to put steel on target here is more of their shit that is burning. I am delighted to have these idiot fucking pubbies running around and insisting that they have won the war and that nothing is happening in Delve because we have killing work to do. So please keep focused. Thank you. Brisk, back to you.
So I think I wanted to throw this up on the screen because this is one of my funniest memes that I saw from today. This was one of the things that we saw from Matani's Twitch stream. It made me laugh, and there were a couple of good memes I'm going to throw up here, and then we're going to go back to talking about war. But The Goon Emperor of Delve was my favorite. And then I love this one, too, is just amazing. There goes another Titan. The Warhammer stuff is
Sayadina Drain did this,
so
and he posted on the SA thread, and it's just like, I kind of want to sit as my desktop background, but I'm afraid that I would be being too arrogant at that. But like, just the art from this stuff is, you know, I'm not Villy. I don't make up titles for myself. Like, my attitude is that if people start calling you something like the King of Space or a Space Tyrant or something like that, you can roll with it. Final Boss of Delve, I thought that was pretty cute. I do really like Goon Emperor of Delve, like of that.
That's
like,
legit.
If you are a CEO of Goonswarm and you find that your guys have found one of the most awkward possible like screenshots of you, like when you're going like into a camera, and then they put it on some sort of like, you know, just the sandworm with me going like, that was great. I was like, I really felt fulfilled there. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Anyway, great art. Goon Emperor of Delve. Okay.
So with that aside, getting back to the enormity of what's happening here, and you can see, all right, they're bringing jump freighters and stuff in, they're warping stuff around, as you can see behind us. Let me put in perspective where these guys are going. So let me throw this up on the screen. This is the map of New Eden here from Dotland. This is what New Eden looks like. All right. Let me grab my little handy dandy paint tool here. This is where we are right here in Delve. Where do you think the bads moved to? They went all the way the fuck up here to Outer Passage, because it is literally one of the farthest away systems in the history of Eve from Delve, period. Cobalt Edge is maybe a little bit farther, but it's almost as far as you can go to get away from the goons. That's where Test is going to be crashing on Gobbins' couch. Now, over here in Geminate, that's where Brave is going. And I just have to laugh because, you know, you're talking about these guys running literally so far away and doing it on a ridiculous timeline that I can't believe it, because it's August, guys. It's August. What do you know about August in EVE Online? Well, any traditional year, August is the absolute worst numbers time for every major group in NullSec and EVE Online. Everybody goes on vacation. They go away. They go outside. They enjoy the last bit of summer before school starts in the fall, the last bit of summer before it starts getting cold again. Everybody books their vacations. There are a ton of people who started this war, who followed the instructions of their leaders, of the Duke of Disappointment, of Piggles, of all of these guys, of Villy, and injected their ships to get into capital so they could be ready for the big fight, and came back and did all this stuff, and then slowly they went away because nothing was happening, and now they're gone, and you got to pray that they wake up in 2 months when they come back to the game and they're like, oh, where's all my stuff, Ermelin? That's what's going to happen, and I feel bad for them, because I mean, look, here's another example. You want to see how bad it is. Here are the activity numbers as of today for all the major groups in the war. Okay, Imperium numbers off the fucking charts. We have gone nuts.
Oh, look at us. I haven't seen this graph yet. That is good. That's my fucking boys and girls right there. Great fucking work. Gold stars all around, boys and girls. Keep it up.
We are way up. Everybody else, Legacy, PanFam, all the Winter Coat guys, everybody, way down in the toilet. They're not doing anything but running away. Okay? So there are going to be a ton of people that are not running away. I'm getting reports that they're having a number of problems with their extraction. Number one, they're running out of fuel in T5Z. And, I mean, you don't have to take my word for it. I can show you. I mean,
it'd be a damn shame if somebody kept fucking with their markets, such that it would be more and more difficult for them to resupply all these Sino ships that mysteriously keep getting ganked somehow.
So here is a live shot of T5Z from the bad side. And I'm going to pull this up here. Helium isotopes, right now, they have fewer than 4 million, maybe 5-6 million isotopes, helium isotopes left. Okay? Hydrogen, 4 million. Nitrogen, less than 2 million. Oxygen, almost nothing. Okay? And what they have is selling for an absurd amount of money, which is pretty funny, by the way. $3.5 million per one. That is obviously our thing. It is absolutely insane. These guys, they can't get out. They absolutely can't get out. And not only that, I'm also getting reports from people that they have a ton of new capital pilots that only skilled to JDC4. Not kidding. Not kidding. They can't follow the route that the rest of these guys are following because they don't have the skills for it.
Fucking puppies. Jesus Christ.
And
wow.
It's to me, it's absolutely amazing that between these guys not having enough fuel to leave, these guys not having the skills to leave, they're going to be stuck here. And you know what that means? That laugh is what that means. Yeah, it's coming. It is coming. Absolutely.
Oh, we have such wonderful things to show you puppies now. Let me, Bruce, can I hit on this?
You may, absolutely. Go ahead.
So one of the things that I want people to understand, and again, I'm not speaking to the PAPIs who are corn copping, right? Like, again, everything that I'm saying here, some of this will be heard by people who are in PAPI that are just tuning in, that are not part of the denial crowd, right? We want the deniers to keep denying. We want these people to insist that they're not getting owned as their last keep stars get reinforced, right? Like, that's the goal.
I'm not getting owned. We won the war. We won. We totally won the war.
You know, the great thing about this is that, yeah, as we go into the fucking awakened empire phase of this, as we become the crisis, you know, they can say what they want. We're going to be speaking with our lasers. But let's talk about what happened here. Like, from a sociological perspective, I'm going to nerd out a little bit. 152,000 pilots worth of human beings were involved on the PAPI Coalition. 103 alliances were set blue. 152,000 pilots worth of human beings spent 13 months investing further and further into Fountain, Delve, Period Basis, and Quirius. I genuinely believe that the puppies believed that they thought that they had won, and their behavior on the chessboard actually mirrors that, right? Like, they actually believe their own bullshit. Many of them actually believe, like, they haven't looked at Dotland yet, and that's good. We don't
never
want them
sniff
to know.
your own farts, guys. That's a rule.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do we have here? That means that we have an unknown amount of pilots worth of stuff that is trapped in the galactic Southwest. We are not really going to know how much is going to be destroyed until we get done destroying it. That's why we're doing this whole forced march thing. But it's not a golden bridge anymore, guys. So as you'll be finding out, T5ZI is on the table. YZ9 is on the table. AQT is on the table. It ain't a golden bridge no more because there's no PAPI command structure and they're fleeing. Everything will be purged as quickly as we can. So we're going to be having a lot of coffee and Ritalin nights. But what does that have to do with the Great Rout? 152,000 pilots, year-long investment. I want you guys to follow the messaging of the enemy, and I want you to start with the messaging from the point of perspective that the puppies genuinely believed they were winning until at the very end this is all collapsed, right? What was the messaging at first? Go away for the summer. Goons are contained. There's an equilibrium. Everything is fine. At every level, the PAPI leadership lied to their line members because they're shitty little dick bitch liars, and the PAPI line members just accept that because that's who they are, I guess, whatever. They made their choices. They made their bed. Then when things went bad, and I thought that this personally was the funniest thing out of all of the things that have happened in this last week, less than a week, since Monday. To me, the most amazing thing was when they all fell apart on Monday afternoon. They announced that they would have 3 weeks to retreat. I'm not making this up. It happened so quickly, and then they had to send more broadcasts a little bit later once they realized that, like I had said on a couple meta shows ago, it's like watching a fucking a gaggle of school children playing volleyball on the edge of an active volcano, watching the fucking lava go up and going, oh, gee, that can't possibly come down on us. We're PAPI. So these dumb motherfuckers. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
To your point. Exactly. They said we'll have 3 weeks. Piggle said it. Here is a ping that was sent out today by Carmen Gel in the PAPI Discord. Most people seem to be on top of this, but you need to be spending maximum effort over today. That is today and tomorrow to get everything you own out of Delve. Get everything to Ermelin. Friendship, sign thing. We're running Alliance Move Ops. Right now, you're watching them do it while we sit here. This is Carmen Gel saying this today. Now, granted, as we showed you last week, he already moved all of his stuff out last week, so I'm sure he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what these guys have done today. They're already telling everybody, you got to hurry. You can't stick around. This thing's coming down. And to the point, we've already started. Okay. We have used Titans, 2 ref, 2 keep stars in Delve so far. 2 that I know of. 1 that I was there for. Okay. We hit Q-Tech-O. And I think the other guys hit QC Tech Y. Okay. We don't have to wait 30 days for a Sinojammer to hit your shit. We're hitting it now because you're not here to defend it. And I'm telling you, the amount of time it's going to take for us to clear out Delve will be infinitesimal to the amount of time that it took you guys to clear out Delve. And as soon as we're done with that,
who knows what's going to happen?
What's next?
I mean, I do know what's going to go happen. Test is now. Test is now. Right? Like, we are going to send these bitches to outer passage with nothing. They are going to be refugees, and we are going to be shelling their evac route the entire way. We are going to stun these carp. And one of the things I got to credit, shout out to Querns, who was the one that described brave newbies as a bunch of stunned carp. And then we sort of realized that it's a perfect description for PAPI in general. They're just a bunch of fucking stunned carp led by 9th grade bullies. Yeah, but the stunned carp thing, it just makes me die laughing. So one of the things I want to talk about here regarding the evac situation, I want to do a callback to the M2 breakout. If you guys remember, the pubbies were busy insisting that it was a bad idea to sit on top of their faces for 2 months and crush their line members' morale by making it obvious that they were helpless while they were fed a diet of very slow drip-fed structure bashes from Elf Boy and their other gaggle of idiots. Why is that funny? Well, what happened when they broke out? M2, there was one breakout. Their leaders left. And then I had to tell everybody that the pigeon was getting stinky, and we had to let go of the pigeon because it became apparent that since the leadership of PAPI are a bunch of onion-skinned, little dick, 9th grade bully types who are enabled by dumbass losers like Elf Boy, who see no problem with hanging out with people like whoever they're hanging out with, these dumb motherfuckers are not going to come back to rescue their people. They didn't come back to rescue their people in M2. They did one breakout and they got their leadership cadre away. And then they never came back. So here is what I have to say to you, PAPI remnants. Your leaders are going to save you from us in the same way that they saved you from us after M2. If you are not away, if you're watching the VOD of this and you're some PAPI guy on vacation and you're enjoying your vacation that your leaders told you had all the time in the world to enjoy, if you got the next message and you thought you had 3 weeks to evacuate, I don't expect that these guys are going to come back for you. I'm planning on them not coming back for you. And that is why we are purging as hard and as fast as we can, because it is my full intention, again, no mercy, as a lot of these dumb motherfuckers are about to discover for the first time. There are actual consequences for losing a hell war. You can sit there and you say you want to exterminate Goonswarm all you want, and then the moment that the war is lost, you can turn around and try to civility tank and insist that you were one of the good PAPIs and that, oh, you never meant it, and oh, it was all whatever. That's not going to stop the purge fleets, dudes. Like, I have literally no incentive whatsoever to stop twisting the knife on PAPI forever. I know you're not PAPI anymore. I know your command layers have disintegrated and you're running to whatever. But that's basically the trick here. We're not going to know the carnage that we're going to be doing until we pull this off. Our goal in the Imperium is to essentially, we're calling the shot here. as an organization, it is on the Imperium because military resistance has functionally broken down in the galactic Southwest. It is on us to race against time, to siege, reinforce, interrupt the unanchoring of every single citadel. And one of the reasons why I'm going to go industry here, one last point on this, and I'm going to shut up about it, which is build jobs. Now, I don't know a fucking thing about industry. That's not my job, but I've got some of the best people in the universe who do that because we play all of the game, not just the military tree. It's like playing Stellaris against people that only invest into like the guns side of the fucking tech tree. Almost all of PAPI was reassured repeatedly that everything was fine. And so when we began the helicopter dick purging on Monday, there is so much shit, so many builds that were interrupted by our siege work, which will continue to be that. And in the modern industry update, when you interrupt a fucking build job in progress, all that shit's going to drop. And we have seen from the Black Hand, a lot of people from PAPI are coming back and going, wait a second, what's happened? I was told everything was fine. All my shit is in reinforced. So one of the other reasons,
we won the war.
I thought we won. Goons were contained. And so essentially, and the blame for this lies solely on the shoulders of the leadership of PAPI. The individual human beings that are responsible for this situation in PAPI are people like Gobbins, Villy, Elfboy, et cetera, at the top. And so their members have all this shit in build, and we are going to take it. It is going to be a massive wealth transfer to the Imperium, which I hope will poison the fields that these dumbasses are going to try to rebuild in an outer passage by rat fucking them economically on the way out. Yeah, it's fun. Yep. That's it.
And I mean, so right now, like this is ongoing. We are, let me show you guys real quick here. We are, I think, less than an hour. We are 36 minutes away from the iHub in T5Z coming out. That is going to die.
Yes.
We are on
Eat shit,
the Forge of Heroes. Satoyo in T5Z is on its hull timer. This stuff is all going to die. Okay. And I'll tell you this, by the end of this week, by the end of this weekend, more likely than not, every single non-Imperium structure in Goons will have been hit at least once, and all the iHubs will be dead. That is my prediction, because that's the pace that these guys are going. There are over 250 timers on the timer board right now. We are healing Delve. We're going to heal Fountain. We're going to heal all the rest of the systems that regions we use to control. Quirius and Period Basis and all of the other spots are going to be healed. And then we're going to come after you. Now, the boss says, and I agree with him, that PAPI has functionally ceased to exist, except in standings amongst the groups. Because think about it this way, all right? You've got Test sleeping on a couch in Outer Passage. You have Brave sleeping on a couch in Gemini. They can't reset Horde. They can't reset PanFam, the rest of PanFam. They can't reset anybody. They can't reset Fraternity. So the Blue Donut is going to have to at least last until these guys can figure out where the hell they're going to live. But there's nobody in charge of it, and there never was. And who was the person? We talked about this. Well, I'll go into this in a little bit of detail. I don't want to go into a lot of it because I think a lot of it was dumb, but there was a lot of leaks this week. We had a Pappy Snowden leak about Headliner from PL. That was followed up by somebody else that hates him even more than Pappy Snowden does and leaked all kinds of crazy audio.
Yeah, I really don't want to play any of that here.
I'm not playing. We're not playing any of that stuff
Yeah.
because one, I don't want to repeat it. Second of all, it's just if you guys want to go listen to it, go listen to it somewhere else.
Bad stuff.
But the point is that guy was going to be their War Master.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't know that. I was on fucking Trash Talk Tuesday hazing those nerds, and then Brother Bob just up and says that it was Nidaspar that voted against putting Headliner in charge of PAPI. And they're all shitting on Nidaspar because they apparently love, I mean, it makes sense. It's a cult. It's like a bunch of ninth grade
That might have been the
bullies.
best thing Ajax did, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, seriously, like if there's anything that shows how incompetent and morally venal these people are, the fact that they're like, oh yeah, we should put the biggest toxic bully who has managed to destroy Pandemic Legion down to a fucking Caracol fleet or whatever in charge. is great. But I mean, they were doing that in November. Like they councils can't uncouncil themselves. One of the things that is really funny about this, though, is what Brisk is bringing up here is that so many of these guys are still going to be blue to each other, right? Like one of the things that, we're going to put Brave and Geminate, we're going to put Test and Outer Passage. They're going to still be blue to one another because fundamentally speaking, PAPI is all about wanting to actually conquer the entire galaxy, rule over the entire galaxy, which incidentally I have no desire to do because fuck all puppies forever. You guys don't deserve my leadership. But they're going to still be blue to one another. And what does that mean? Just as a little fuck you, I want to make things morally very clear here. I want everybody to understand where we in the Imperium stand on these issues such as landlordism and things like that. One of the things that I did 2 days ago was like, okay, we're beginning the rebuild process. I have banned renting. The Imperium will never rent again. The Imperium as a coalition it will never happen again. Fuck the landlords. Fuck the blue donut. No gods, no masters. Eat my ass, puppies. A clear, bright line. I don't care whether that's going to require us to revise all of our finances in whatever way is necessary to make things work in Fountain, whatever. The Imperium is not in the landlord game because fuck you. That's why. And I look forward to Elf Boy and Dunk and whichever simpering idiot they are going to put out on the stage to insist that they have some sort of bright line moral authority over us. Not like it really matters. Like the puppies, again, like at this point, they have fucked up so badly. And the Great Rout is in progress. And most of them are in denial about the Great Rout. It's just spin. It's just spin. Goonie spin. Test isn't. Oh, Test isn't now. Well, I'm not owned. I'm not owned. My staging systems aren't being destroyed. We won the war.
We killed 40 keep stars.
We won the war. It's great. I love it. Please keep being in denial.
Everybody retreats after you win.
Every hour that these dumb motherfuckers spend insisting that they are not owned is another hour that we have to run amok, burning all of their shit down to make sure that when their refugee convoys leave Ermalin, as we are shelling them highway of death style along the way. And by the way, everybody in Losec, all those mercenary guys, use a big long evac chain. The Imperium can only go so far in terms of our tantrum radius before we get ready to project power. And I really want to say thank you to all of the Losec guys that normally own the Imperium, and we try to go into Losec and embarrass ourselves, right? Like, oh, we're going to try to do Losec again, and stuff's going to kick our asses, and we're going to learn that lesson. But one of the things I love about this is there's blood in the water. There is this trail of evac carriers and capitals just streaming out of Delve as fast as they can. And they've realized that they're getting harassed on the harassed on their own keep stars so much. So many Sinos are getting ganked on their own keep stars that some of these dumb motherfuckers are like, oh, well, I'll just jump to NPC stations and Losec. What could possibly go wrong? As Braves, one of Braves' capital directors found out when he lost his suitcase fax yesterday. So it's great. So thank you to all the Losec guys. Dinner bell is ringing. We have 152,000 puppies worth of retreating, broken PAPI remnants running, insisting that they are not owned. So please enjoy owning them.
Exactly right. And just so we don't forget, let me tell you a little bit about what Brave's doing. Okay. So we've got Test moving to Outer Passage. We've got Brave moving to Geminate. They are setting up what they're calling the Oregon Trail, which I find I like that. I'm an 80s
dysentery.
Kid. That's fun.
Yep.
So Dunk puts up this whole thing, and I apologize for it being a little blurry. They're moving everybody. They're getting everybody together. Everybody right now, emotions are raw and people are anxious. We're going. Here's the plan. We're moving up. We're going to go up to the western part of Geminate. We're going to move in. We're going to control the space. We work with FRT. We worked with PH. We got to hold it against anybody else that's up there. Okay, have fun with that. And then long-term plan, they got to find a place to go. All right. Now, I guess other people were telling other people, like in Brave, what they were really going to do. I don't know. Frankly, I love the Oregon Trail. I have a picture of it in my basement. It's the green, the old school Apple IIe with the green monochrome, and it's the "You have died of dysentery." I hope Brave makes it. Remember
the Oregon Trail, the fucking Donner Party out here.
Exactly. Just buy bullets. You don't have to buy food, and never caulk your boat because it's gonna sink. Don't do that. Okay, there's some tips.
I want to talk about Brave Newbies here for a little bit and distinguish Dunk from the rest of them and the Karen Marius gang. Okay, so here is my issue with Brave Newbies, and it is not an issue with Dunk Dingle at all. I have commanded the exterminatus of every Brave Citadel in our space, and I want people to understand why we are mercilessly going to twist the knife on these fucks. And it has nothing to do with Dunk Dingle. Brave Newbies has always been able to, in a crisis, like when the Brave, if you guys remember the Brave Leaks thing, it came out, hey, Braves command channels, which included Dunk Dingle, were full of a bunch of them actively lying to their membership. It was exposed by somebody who dumped all that. And then immediately what happened was Dunk Dingle was sent out to give a town hall and apologize. The function that Dunk Dingle serves in Brave Newbies is to convince the rest of the galaxy that Brave Newbies is more like Dunk Dingle and not Shattered Armor and not that fucking Marius kid from Trash Talk Tuesday. Brave is full of space Karens. And whenever there is something that they might possibly be held accountable for, Dunk Dingle, and he does a very admirable job of this, and I wish he would stop enabling the failures that are Brave Newbies. Dunk Dingle goes out there, and we all like Dunk. I like Dunk. And he goes, I'm going to fall on my sword for Brave and give the mature, appropriate speech. And he did. And he did a great job of that. And I love Dunk Dingle. That does not mean that I am not going to declare a fucking exterminatus on every anchored structure that Brave has that we can get at in time before they run. I am not going to allow Dunk Dingle to cover for Shattered fucking Armor. I'm not going to allow Dunk Dingle to cover for the Karens that sit around and lie to each other. So we are making best speed. We've had a lot of purging to do here in Delve. We have to get to their stuff in Aquarius that hasn't been reinforced and purge it all. Dunk Dingle is not Brave Newbies. Yeah, sure. Now he's their leader, and that's great. But we are going to hold them accountable for Shattered Armor, for all those other fucking lame-ass nerds, and everybody who hides behind the whole stay classy thing when they are manifestly just calling the manager. So that is it. But boss, Brave gets the boot.
This is the thing. What? I have a question. Did the people in Brave think Dunk's in charge? Because look at this. Look at this. What he had to say. Let's be clear. I decide for Brave what we are going to do. You are to follow what I say we are doing and no one else. Can you believe that anybody has to say that? That's kind of tough right there. I love me some Dunk, but man, when you got to tell everybody that you're in charge, that's a bad fucking sign.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting setup. And we're going to have to see what happens. One of the things that I think is an opportunity for us in the Imperium, and again, when the Pappies corncob about this, it's good. We want them in denial for as long as possible because denial gives us strategic opportunity and gets us time, which is critical at a moment like this, right? One of the things about them is, shit, I just completely forgot about it. I lost my train of thought utterly. I was thinking about Dunk, Brave Newbies, purging them all. They're in denial. They don't know. They just have no idea how bad losing a Hell War can be. That's what it is. Like these guys think, like a lot of the dudes in Brave think that it's going to be just like when Pandemic Legion was beating up on them or something like that. They haven't seen like an actual like Hell War purge fleet Talsting style. And I think that goes for most of the galaxy. I think most of the galaxy for a while is going to be sitting here. Most of these guys are still going like, oh, Legacy took all your space. Legacy still has everything because this purge has happened so quickly that they literally just haven't seen what's on the ground, and their leadership ran. Like their leaders are gone. So all that's left is everybody who got abandoned. And it's kind of the analogies here. Let me go through my list of analogies. Grand Armée. So at first it was an evac under fire. And what if Dunkirk but dumb, right? Like this is Dumbkirk was one of the first ones. I did not come up with that. Some clever goon called it Dumbkirk, and I died giggling about it. And so there's that. Now, as the casualties, the other joke was the Fire Festival. Like when the millennial kids landed at the Fire Festival and they realized that there was no way off the island, there was no place to poop. Like the Fire Festival is basically the T5ZI evacuation. And instead of gabloon, instead of like cheese sandwiches, they're getting gabloons or the RFID wristbands, whatever. So there's some Fire Festival analogies there that are actually legitimate in terms of the patterns matching of the panicked evacuation from a terrible miscalculation. But we are now heading into like somewhere between a little column Highway of Death and the Iraq side and a little column Napoleon invades Russia column. Like we are at the point where like you thought you were gonna take Moscow and the snow started falling, and instead of snow it's goons. And now you're just trying to get out.
Yep.
And you are going to get fucked as hard as we can manage. Like our entire goal at this point as an organization is to fuck over the pubbies as hard and as comprehensively as possible,
and
they flee.
And they know it. And here's the thing. Gobbins, right now, fresh Blackhand Leaks. Gobbins gets asked, considering now is holiday season, at least some beans are not going to be on holidays until Sunday. Can we get move ops early next week plus some urgent reminders? Gobbins is like, yeah, no. The Duke of Disappointment is disappointing his people. Once again, there will be no move ops next week because you're really going to die. Your supers need to be out by Sunday. You got to hurry up, but you got to move. And you're not going to be able to get your subcaps out. So just asset safety them. And again, back to the point that we were making earlier that the boss was making before, talking about Brave. They're not going to be able to live in Geminate forever. They're going to figure out where they're going to go, and then they got to get there. And here's the deal. Like literally an hour ago, Lady Scarlet in Talking in Stations Discord says, keep in mind, in terms of Brave, this is for any move. That's all going to be decided later. They may choose to move or later because standing changes are not going to work. Don't look at this as a perma location. And she goes on to say, and I don't have this one ready to go, but I like Dunk, but I'm not in a hurry to change stuff. Because once all the dust settles, no one is keeping 200 blues on their ACLs. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's what's going to happen. Guys, it's only a matter of time. The rats are fleeing the ship, and it's going to look bad for these guys down the road. Now, is it time for a war update?
You know what? We've been talking so much shit. I don't think we've actually really done a real war update. If maybe we could have somebody more qualified, Brisk, than me.
I have it on good authority that our dear friend Fountain Frank is standing by, ready to give a great speech to you guys, and thank you for everything that you've done. So we're going to go ahead here. We're going to cut our portion, at least right now. Matani will be back after Fountain Frank to say hi while I go put Frank to bed. But here we go. It's time for a war update. As you were. All right. You listen to me. Nobody ever won a hell war by dying on a beacon. You win a hell war by making the other dumb guy die on a beacon. Let me just tell you guys, I am so proud of everything that you people have done. You people. Now, I may have all of these winners' medals. It says winner right there on it. Winner. I am so proud of all of you people because you did what these guys said you couldn't do. They said you couldn't win. They said there was no chance. No chance. But you know what? The Imperium We don't like losing. We've lost before. But we hate it. And we didn't this time. Because of you. And I want you all to know that I am so proud of you. And I want you to remember, you to keep in mind, 30 years from now, you'll be sitting in front of your fireplace with your grandson on your knee, and he's going to look up at you and say, "Granddaddy, what did you do in the Great Vietnam War?" And you won't have to tell him, "Well, I shoveled shit in Star Citizen." Because you were here with us. You fought the war with us. And I am so proud of you. Now, to my Inuit brethren, I know we have never lived in Fountain, but we're moving there because it's my damn name and I said so. So, for those of you who want to know where we're going to Fountain. I am returned. How does anybody talk with this in their mouth? It's really hard. Listen. I don't care what side of this war you're on. You got to know, you guys busted your asses and did the right thing. You guys won this war. And I don't care whether you're out there listening to Villy, or you're listening to Pilly, you're listening to Piggles, Wriggles, whatever the hell you want to call the dude. If you're listening to the Duck of Disappointment.
Don't you mean the Duke of Disappointment there, Frank?
No, the Duck, right? That's why they're honking local all the time, right? They're cheering for the Duck of Disappointment, right? That's what it is, isn't it? If you're listening to the Duck of Disappointment, I don't care. Because you know what?
Oh my God.
We won this war. I don't care what Sour Nammy says. I don't care what these guys think. We won. We're going to have some fun. And here's what I'm going to tell all you people who live in Fountain right now. We're coming for you. LSH, we're coming for you. FEDUP, we're coming for you. All you other randos I can't remember, we're coming for you. And the last thing you guys are going to see before we kill all your stuff and take back what is ours, even though we never lived there, you're going to see this face. You're going to see this face. And I'm going to be sitting there saying, "Swiggity spooty, we're coming for that booty." That's it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
God.
It has been an honor representing the Imperium during this war. I'm going to keep doing it in peacetime because you never know, maybe there'll be something funny. But from me and from George, we salute you. Ladies and gentlemen of the Imperium, thank you and good night.
Thank you so much for your service, Fountain Frank.
You're welcome.
All right. So as Frank tries to find Brisk, I have just a couple little points here. We're talking about FEDUP, but I think that FEDUP is actually already disbanding. I have heard reports about Requiem Eternal. Already Replaced apparently seems to think that they are going to survive as test renters and try to fight for their space in Delph. The Purge fleets are coming for Severance and the rest of Quarius. One of the things that is so fascinating to me about this is that we are literally witnessing the largest failure cascade in the history of gaming. 152,000 pilots worth of a coalition is disintegrating in real time. There's a bunch of excuses about that. There's a bunch of lies about that, but nobody really cares because we've won and they're all eating shit. So it doesn't really matter what they say. But it is just a fascinating time for us to play EVE Online. And that is one of the reasons why we in the Imperium are doing a forced march. We understand that sometimes you got to work. You got to fucking work extra hard to do what is necessary. And so I'm just really eager to see what happens in the next 10 days. We in the Imperium will be doing our absolute level best to ensure that everything dies. Every single structure that we can get our hands on and reinforce in the Galactic Southwest, our goal as a coalition is to allow no citadels to safely unanchor. Everything dies.
Period.
That's it for me. Let's get back out there as far as I'm concerned.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for watching the Meta Show. You are watching right now as our dear friends on the other side run away as quickly as they possibly can. They're going to keep doing that. We're going to stop them as much as we can. You're going to watch over the next week as Delve returns, Delve heals, and becomes goons like it used to be. Fountain will return to the Imperium fold. We're going to have lots of fun watching this over the next couple of weeks. You'll watch it every Saturday. You guys got, I will say as an aside, you all are lucky. You got 3 Meta shows in 7 days from us.
It's kind of exhausting.
That's a lot. And I love you all. I mean, we are over 2,000 viewers today. We had more than almost 3,000 on Monday night. You guys are amazing. You're the best audience in EVE Online. We look forward to joining you every week here on the Meta Show. Today, August 7th, 2021. I'm Brice Rubal, joined by the Matani. Thank you all for tuning in, and you stay classy, New Eve.